Hi dear students, I am Kalaivani from SNS College of Pharmacy and Health Sciences working as an assistant professor. So today we are going to discuss on the topic about introduction to pharmacognosy. So what is a pharmacognosy and what is the introduction for it? So let's start from the pharmacognosy definition and then we can go for the history, scope and development, and this would be said as an introduction. So, a definition, the pharmacognosy term comes from the Greek word pharmakon. It is nothing but a drug or a medicine, and gnosis is about knowledge. So, the definition of the pharmacognosy is nothing but the complete knowledge of a drug or a medicine, a herbal drug or a crude drug. Knowledge is a complete study of a drug, medicinal drug is known as pharmacognosy, and it is a study of the physical, chemical, but if we want to state in a statement, we should be said like that the physical, chemical, biochemical, biological properties of a crude drug substance is known as pharmacognosy. And in pharmacognosy, we are going to study only the natural origin drugs, that maybe it contains a source of animal or plant. So pharmacognosy is a study of medicinal use of various natural occurring drugs and its history, sources, distribution, method of cultivation, active constituents, medicine uses, identification tests, preservation methods, substitutions and adulterations. And this term, the pharmacognosy, the term was coined by Anotheus Settler in 1815, and he is a German botanist from the two Greek words pharmakon and gnosis. He termed from these two Greek words. And coming to what is a crude drug? So we are saying that pharmacognosy is a study of crude drug, and what is called as crude drug? It is a simple drug exists in natural forms obtained from the plants, animals, marine and minerals in the raw forms, which is used to treat certain diseases. So natural origin, like we want to example, right? If neem, we are taking a neem leaf and we are using or crushed, and we are using it for the dandruff. And tulsi, it is we will make a coffee or tea or with a decoction, we'll boil it and we will take it for the cough and cold. So that is the crude drug. And what is about phytochemistry? The study of chemicals derived from plants, including the identification and study of a structure analog of a new drug candidates derived from plant sources is known as phytochemistry. So this is a very important part in the study of pharmacognosy, because then only we can come to get a conclusion of a crude drug, how it works for us, or what is the pharmacological action of the crude drugs, and what is the use of the crude drug. So coming to the history, how the pharmacognosy develops and from when it have been developed. Drug discovery from natural products have played and continue to play an invaluable role. The nomenclature of pharmacognosy was used first and foremost by C.S. Settler, that we told in 1815 he has found and in about 77 AD, Dioscorides, a Greek doctor, kept a record of about 600 kinds of crude drugs, and in his compiled book De Materia Medica, a book that played an important role in the pharmacology and botany. And in 1815, C.A. Settler, a German who used the word pharmacognize in his book named Analectica Pharmacognostica, was referred to as the father of pharmacognosy. And work of Galen. So Galen was a Greek pharmacist. He worked on extraction of chemical constituents from the plants. So if we can't use only the crude drugs without knowing the pharmacological action or the phytoconstituent present in the plant, hence Galen, he first started to extract the chemical constituent present in the crude drugs, and he developed various methods of extraction. Therefore, the branch of pharmacy which deals with the extraction constituent from plants and animal source, that is from the crude drugs of the plants and animals, then it is called as Galenical pharmacy. So Hippocrates in 1460 to 360 BC, before the that is BC is before the birth of Jesus, right? So he was Greek scientist. He worked on human anatomy and physiology, particularly on circulatory system and nervous system. He prepared famous oath for physicians, which is still taken by the physicians, and he is known as the father of pharmacy or father of medicine, Hippocrates. And coming to our part, that is Indian history of pharmacognosy, we are n number of histories, and we are the foremost founders of the crude drugs, that is medicinal plants. So it is about 5,500 years old. In the suttas of Rig Veda and Atharva Veda, medicinal property of plants is given, that is n number of plants are being given, and there are several medicinal plants which are given with their use. Old Ayurveda books like Charak Samhita and Sashrut Samhita describe many medicinal plants. Even now some of the pharmacognosers are using this Charak and Sashrut Samhita only for the reference of the medicinal plants. So, and like this, our Indian pharmacognosy is having a very good ancient role. And coming to the others, that is Papyrus Ebers, written in 1550 BC, and discovered a tomb of mummy contained more than 800 formula and 700 different crude drugs. Aristotle, he is a great philosopher of the animal kingdom, and his writings were placed on scientific footing, free from all superstitious. And Theophrastus wrote a plant descriptions of a medicinal plant books, and Carolus Linnaeus classified the plant and introduced the system of naming the plant known as binomial system. Plant classification was developed by Bentham and Hooker, A.W. Eichler, Engler, and Prandtl. In 1865, G. Mendel's important observation on plant hybrids have been studied. So this, the history of the pharmacognosy was growing, and even now there is a well development in the pharmacognosy with the new techniques and modern techniques. So what is the scope of the pharmacognosy? So we are having many scopes from starting till now. That is, isolation of phytochemicals is the major scope of the pharmacognosy. So we are having medicinal plants, and we are having some crude drugs from animal source and plant source. But we want to know about the pharmacological action or pharmacological action. So to determine the pharmacological action, there must be a phytochemical learning. So isolation of phytochemicals, structure-activity relationship, drugs obtained by partial synthesis of natural products, and natural products as models for synthesis of new drugs, drugs of direct therapeutic uses, biosynthetic pathway investigations, cultivation and collection of medicinal products, and preparation of herbal formulations. So we are having this much that is abundant of the scope in pharmacognosy. So thank you, students, and hope it will be very informative, and we'll see in the next video. Thank you.